struggled with an eating disorder for 6 years. And for anyone who's gone through that, it's a really, really tough place to be in. You feel alone, you wish you had support, but yet you don't want support. You want to live without your eating disorder, yet you feel comfortable with your eating disorder, and you feel like you just have a lack of control in anything that you do. And looking back on it, there were many things that made me feel supported, and there were also many things that did not make me feel supported and made me feel even more alone. So I want to share with you my 5 things that you can do to help a loved one if they're experiencing an eating disorder. Number 1, be open and listen. This made such a difference in my ability to recover. I had a dear friend who I opened up to, and really she was the only person I opened up to. And what made such a difference in how she supported me is that she just listened. She did not try to fix me. She didn't judge me. She didn't critique the things I was doing. She didn't try to change me. She just let me know that she was there for me. She loved me. She supported me and was going to listen to me no matter what I needed at any time. And to me, that made me feel so whole and not so alone in the process. Number 2, do not comment on what someone is eating. This is such a sensitive topic. And for me, during my eating disorder, I did not really eat desserts in front of people. That was something I did in secrecy. And so it was really sensitive to me, especially when people made comments like, oh, you're so disciplined. I don't know how you can't eat dessert. You're so good. I wish I could be like you. And while they're supportive comments, they really made me feel so alone and really critique myself even more so and really bring attention to what I was doing more than I already was. And for anyone who's gone through an eating disorder, you have so much energy given towards what you're eating. You don't need anyone else directing your energy or your focus in that direction. So to support someone, just do not comment on what they're eating. They know more than anyone what's going in their mouth. Number 3, try not to talk negatively about yourself. This was a big one for me. I had someone who was very close to me in my life who constantly would critique herself and say, I just need to be on this diet or lose this weight. I don't like how I look. I don't want pictures. And there were so many negative comments. And for me, it really left an impression on me that I can't be happy unless I'm thin. I can't be happy unless I lose weight. And that really impacted how I was feeling at the time. And when you're going through an eating disorder, it's so hard to have clarity of thought. Things that are clear to someone who's not going through an eating disorder are not clear for someone who's in the thick of it. So when you hear these negative comments, it's easy to project it on yourself and say, I can't be happy unless I'm thin either. So do yourself a favor and do the person who's going through an eating disorder a favor and just don't critique yourself. Don't talk negatively about yourself. Appreciate yourself for how you look, what you're able to do, no matter what size or shape you are, just love yourself. And that's the biggest gift you can give to somebody who's going through an eating disorder. Number 4, I would just caution you to be aware of the opinions that you have. This really impacted me during the thick of my eating disorder. And there was a moment where someone who I really cared about was watching a news program, and there was a girl on it who had anorexia. And the person that I cared about and I was close with made this comment that, wow, that's disgusting. And it almost felt like they were making it to me because that was my reality, that I was going through an eating disorder at that time as well. So it really had a negative impact on me and made me feel like I could not open up to that person, because if they view this to be disgusting, do they also view me to be disgusting if I were to open up to them about that? So I never did. And so that just kept me in a place where I felt even more alone and felt like I couldn't express what was going on in my life. So just be careful of the opinions that you share and how you share them, because it can really impact somebody who's going through that. And number 5, for supporting somebody who has an eating disorder, try to highlight other attributes about that person that you respect and you are grateful for. One thing that I experienced during my eating disorder is that everything centered around my identity as an athlete. Everyone would be praising me for how disciplined I was, how I would go out for runs all hours of the day, and that they wish they could be as disciplined as I was. And it really pinholed me into this identity. And what they didn't know is that all that discipline was really just the eating disorder controlling my life. And so when I was only praised for those attributes, it just perpetuated the cycle of continual exercise and that this is who I am. How can I ever leave this identity? So to do someone a favor who has an eating disorder and to really support them, highlight the other attributes. There are so many dimensions to people outside of just the exercise, the eating, how they look, that makes them such an amazing person. So focus on those. Helping that person see a different aspect of themselves may really open up their perspective to being someone other than what the eating disorder is doing for them and controlling them. And it can really allow them to see that maybe there is a life past this eating disorder. So really highlight the positive attributes that are outside of anything that has to do with the eating disorder. I hope this helps to serve you in a way that you can help support someone you love and care about who has an eating disorder, or even if you yourself have an eating disorder, maybe it can help you communicate to your loved ones how you need to be supported and what will help you through the process of recovery. Thank you so much for spending your precious time with me. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel and also share what you found to be helpful in how loved ones can support you, or maybe how you've communicated to them that you need support. I would love to hear what worked for you.